Hello everyone, and welcome to my Y and our American TV show official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. In the dark, a heartbroken Sharon arrives at a parquet and sits down on the bench. She flashes to disposing of Heather's body and cries, "How did this happen? How am I ever going to get out of this?" Sharon tells herself she never should have gone there. To Daniels, "How did I for 1 minute think it would bring healing, that it would bring justice for you?" She turns to Cassie's tomb. She tells her daughter she's always been her guiding light. "Help me understand how I did what I did. Help me to know what to do." Sharon claims what occurred tonight isn't her. Is this the climax of her life? Have I always been like this? She flashes to her mother, Dolores, telling her she wound up in a wheelchair because she went after her on a rainy night, believing she was about to do something she would regret with Frank. Sharon tells Cassie's grave, "Maybe I've always been plagued by guilt, by a lifetime of things I wish I'd done differently. Something led her there tonight, perhaps to remind her she's done nice things in her life too. You are proof of that." She remembers meeting Nick and falling in love. "No one ever made me feel more loved or protected." Sharon then recalls that not everyone was glad they were together. She remembers Nicky's anger toward her in the early days, and later on in years as well. She flashbacks to pouring a pitcher of milk over Nicky's head and asks Cassie, "Have I always created conflict? Is that who I am? Is that what landed me here?" Sitting down on the ground in front of Cassie's gravestone, Sharon tells her late daughter that she and Nick always managed to find their way back together again. She recalls them making up after he left her for Phyllis. Even when they weren't together, their unshakable relationship was always there, albeit it was challenged over the years. Sharon remembers Nick claiming that she lied to him about being a virgin after she informed him she'd given up a baby for adoption. She says, "I was so scared that he would run, but he stayed. He stayed right by my side. You were that baby I had to give up. Getting you back was like a dream come true." She flashes to Nick adopting Cassie. "Finally, she had everything she always desired. I should have known that it wouldn't last." Sharon informs Cassie she didn't bring fresh flowers. "I didn't know I was coming. But she has something better." She pulls out the photo of her, Cassie, and Nick, the ideal little family. Sharon flashes to Cassie becoming a Newman and laments, "I didn't know how lucky we were, until that horrible night." She remembers a teenaged Cassie pleading with her and Nick to be permitted to go to the party. Sharon wishes she'd put her foot down and never let her go out that night. "It broke me," she screams. "It broke Nick, and our marriage fell apart." Even later, she was perpetually on the verge of another downward spiral. Sharon remembers shoplifting, partying, and burning down the Newman ranch. "I was in the deep throes of bipolar disorder, and I didn't even know it." Cassie's death was always hanging over her. Everything that has transpired was because of that terrible night. Sharon sets the family photo on the stone. She tears, "I know what you'd say. That there were pleasant times too, moments that kept hope alive." She flashes to when she was pregnant with Faith and Nick reminded her that Cassie assured them they'd have another kid one day. She claims Faith was the daughter she predicted they would have, and then another miracle happened. Sharon flashes to Maria's visit, when she imagined she was seeing Cassie. She thought her head was playing tricks on her, but then Nick found out the truth. "It was like I got you back, only it wasn't you." She remembers cursing at Maria for gaslighting her. "I was just so angry. How could someone who looks and sounds so much like you not be you?" Her heart wouldn't allow my head accept it. She recalls Nick informing her she had twins, and her and Nick telling Maria she was her daughter. Sharon sobs because she wanted to be the mother to her that she never got to be to Cassie. Now, Have I failed you both again? Sharon tells Cassie that Maria resisted her at every point, but she knew that Cassie would want her to persevere, and she did. She recalls the first time Maria phoned her mom. Things got easier after that, and I grew to accept Maria for the special, unique person that she is. Maria is your twin, which means that a part of her is inside of her for me to cherish and hold on to. For it, I will always be grateful. Being a mom to Faith, Maria, and Noah has helped her move ahead. She's had some successes. My life exceeded my expectations. She remembers buying Crimson Lights with Nick, Neil getting her a job at Abbotts, and completing college. I do have something inside of me that has helped me keep going. It's helped her face so many problems. Sharon recounts tough times, such Matt Clark raping her, and Ray dying. I'm a survivor, and no one could ever say that I never loved my children with my whole heart. She's proud of honoring Cassie with Cassidy first, but she had no clue it would stir up so much for her. When I heard that Daniel had moved back to Genoa City, I thought so many years had passed that I could handle it. She wasn't prepared for the wrath, which took over to the point that she wanted to injure him. And I almost did. Sharon promises Cassie she didn't hurt Daniel. She came to her senses, but that's when Heather came in. They fought and she somehow died, but she doesn't recall how it happened. Sharon, pacing, claims she must have blacked out. Not being able to recollect makes her feel alone and numb. That's why she's there asking Cassie what to do. Should I just turn myself in? Confess to my crime and end this madness? She hopes her family would find some way to forgive her when they find out what she's done. They're her one remaining true joy. My children are the best part of me, proof that I did some things right. I'm not all evil. Thank you. I know what to do now. She kisses her hand and touches the gravestone, gets up, and walks out of the parquet. At Sharon's residence, Faith leaves her mother another worrying voicemail. Maria walks out of the kitchen with dinner, and Nick says he has to go out and try and find her. He wants them to stay in case she turns up. Faith frets that this is her fault. Maria feels horrible for calling her out for lying. Just then, Sharon comes in. Faith and Maria question if she was attempting to scare them to death, and hug her. Nick asks Sharon, "Are you all right? Where have you been?" Sharon tells them she's okay, and everything is going to be okay. She kisses her hand and touches the gravestone, gets up, and walks out of the parquet. At Sharon's residence, Faith leaves her mother another worrying voicemail. Maria walks out of the kitchen with dinner, and Nick says he has to go out and try and find her. He wants them to stay in case she turns up. Faith frets that this is her fault. Maria feels horrible for calling her out for lying. Just then, Sharon comes in. Faith and Maria question if she was attempting to scare them to death, and hug her. Nick asks Sharon, "Are you all right? Where have you been?" Sharon tells them she's okay, and everything is going to be okay. So what do you guys think about this update? Let me know in the comment below. And if you like my videos, please press like and subscribe for more. I will see you guys next time.